So I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla the past couple weeks or months, and so far I will say I'm absolutely loving it. I'm absolutely loving Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It might actually be one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I love it. I do have some issues with it. There's some things I don't like about it. The stealth system is basically non-existent. Like, it's there, but there's no point of it. And I do think I do think the moments where it kind of forces the Order of the Ancients and the main assassin versus Templar storyline, or Hidden One versus the Order of the Ancients, I always find it bad compared compared to just the normal Viking storyline that's going on. But I'm still playing through it right now. It's a very long game. It's a very long game, and I'm loving it. I'm loving Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and eventually I'll make an entire video by going through it. But today I want to talk about something that, I was playing through it, and I was I was taking out this lady, and she said this line, and I'm just gonna have the screenshot there of what she said, and that made me just roll my eyes so much, and it made me just so annoyed. I'm like, I have to make this video. I have to make this video talking about this. I can't just hold on, because this is an issue I've had with Assassin's Creed for a while now, and that is Assassin's Creed is obsessed with Ezio. It is, and don't get me wrong, I love Ezio. Ezio is one of my favorite assassins in Assassin's Creed. He is probably one of the best characters in all video games. I love Ezio. But I wish, frankly, they would just let him die. And I don't entirely blame Ubisoft. I also blame the fans, because I think the few games we've had where there was no references to Ezio, people actually complain about it. So it's like, I know that was the whole deal with Assassin's Creed 3. Everyone complained that, hey, this is not Ezio. And even then, there was a name drop of Ezio, and that's it. Assassin's Creed 4, I don't think had a single reference to him. But it's so many Assassin's Creed games have something to do with Ezio, and it's I get it. He is the most popular character in this franchise. I get it. He's one of the most popular characters in all video games. But just let him die. Let him die. Having this person, this lady that I assassinated, who was a part of the Order of the Ancients, and if I'm not going to go into the whole quest line or anything, because spoilers and all that. But she, frankly, just all you need to know is she was someone who was a part of the Order of the Ancients, who the Hidden Ones or the assassins are going after. I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't played the game. But it's my issue is when she said that, it's okay, why would an Anglo-Saxon woman in the time of the Vikings, years before Ezio is born, why would she say this? Why would she say that line? Honestly, I think no other reason other than Ubisoft, nudging you, going, hey, remember Ezio? Remember Ezio? And, dude, I know this has been in every Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed game. The same thing happened in, Syndicate with, Evie throwing away the dress and saying, Requiescat Pace. I can't pronounce it right, so, make fun of me all you want. But, Evie did that at the end of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I thought that was lame, and there was no reason for that other than, the game going, hey, remember Ezio? But really, both, I don't remember for Origins, but I know for Odyssey, it's every time you paused the game and, went to your menu and did anything, it was oh, hey, here's Ezio's family playing. And, oh, yeah, I remember in Origins, they played Ezio's family. In Odyssey, literally every menu you go to, they have Ezio's family playing. So far, I have not. And this is one plus for Valhalla over Odyssey, which was honestly, I think I might actually like Assassin's Creed Valhalla more than Odyssey, but I don't know. I don't know about that yet. But so far, I don't think I've heard the Ezio family in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which I'm happy about. I believe it's in there, but I haven't heard it. But Odyssey, you heard it all the time. And really, just every Assassin's Creed game, there is something to, there is something with Ezio. Either a character saying, saying what the phrase that he says after he assassinates someone, or just like Ezio's family, which, like, dude, by the way, remember when Ezio's family actually meant something? But Ezio, the song Ezio's Family, it's a fantastic song. I love it. But, it was special to Ezio. It was special to Ezio. And, like, I think I remember going off about this in, I think my video defending Assassin's Creed 3. I don't know. But, like, I feel like I've gone off on this before on this channel. But it's like, Ezio's Family, it was special to Ezio. It was a song about Ezio's journey. It started like, hey, it started with, Ezio and his brother talking, and it's like, it's this very sorrow thing with Assassin's Creed 2, because what's coming up. And throughout the Ezio games, it plays, and, it kind of shows different points of his life. And it's like it was special to Ezio and and Ezio's family. I don't think it should be the theme song of the Assassins. It shouldn't. Everyone's like, no, he's the theme song of the Assassins, and because Ezio is Assassin. No. One, I think the Assassins already have their own theme. I don't know what it is, but I believe they already do. But also, it's like, frankly, by using it all the time, Ubisoft has made Ezio's family mean absolutely nothing. And really, that's really the case with every single, like, thing of Ezio they shoved down my throat. Like, there was this moment I remember that, like, you got, like, a audio log of Desmond talking. And, like, he talks about, he mentions Altair, he mentions Connor for, like, a few seconds. And then for, like, probably, like, 5 minutes, he's talking about Ezio. And really, I'm just like, okay, I get it. You need that long version of Ezio because now you can shove it down my throat. Which honestly, that actually insults me. That, like, every other character in Assassin's Creed, we did not get another game for. Like, Altair, at least, he got Revelations and some crappy DS games. But it's like, Connor, Connor, we didn't get another game from him. Connor needed another game because, one of the biggest complaints is, Connor did not evolve throughout Assassin's Creed 3, but in my opinion, he didn't need to evolve. Connor did not need a character arc in that game because that's... Assassin's Creed 3, throughout the game, it wasn't showing Connor being like, hey, I'm going to grow into, like, a different person. It was him trying to save his people and failing. And being betrayed and all that. But, Connor didn't get another game. Well, in fact, Connor didn't get another game, but he did get a VR game. We got a VR game, Assassin's Creed, I think it's called Nexus, a VR game that very few people actually use VR, and that's the only time you can play as Connor again, and frankly, I find that insulting. I find that so insulting, because it's like, okay, we get 3 games, and I don't know how much stuff shoved in for Ezio, but for Connor, nothing. Edward, we don't get another game for. Arno, we don't get another game for. But where's the character in Assassin's Creed Origins? Bayek? Like, we don't get another game for him. The DLC where in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where Cassandra comes in, was actually a very big, like, that was a big breath of fresh air for me. Because it's like, okay, you're finally allowing a different character story to continue. And I love that. But the thing is, I feel like Eivor isn't going to get that same treatment. I feel like Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the only time we are going to see Eivor. And it's like, I would like to see Eivor in another game. Or, have another game with Eivor as the main character. Now, I haven't finished Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so, like, don't tell me the ending. But, like, when, there's... we haven't got another game with Jacob and Evie Fry. And it's like, these characters I like. I like these characters. I would like other games with them, to continue their stories. But instead, we get 3 games with Ezio. And then every other game afterwards has something Ezio related shoving. Like, it feels like they're shoving it down our throats. And frankly, to me at least, it's making me just annoyed. It's making me annoyed from Ezio. That's all it's doing. Like, I'm just annoyed at this point. And like I don't like, I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, I'm sick and tired of Ezio. But frankly, if Ubisoft keeps doing it, I haven't played Mirage yet. I haven't played Assassin's Creed Mirage yet. I'll buy it and I'll play it and all that. But I think it's funny, like, people are saying that game's an imitation of, and not an Assassin's Creed game. It's like, oh, it went back to literally what you guys wanted. So, but I haven't played that game, but it's like, I just wish they just stop with the Ezio, basically just shoving it, because that's what it feels like. It, at this point, it doesn't feel like an Easter egg. But, you know, it used to, like, it used to be like, oh, hey, that was a cool reference to Ezio. But now it's just, like, literally at this point, it's predictable. It's predictable to be like, okay, there's Ezio's family. Okay, there's, like, you know, there's a phrase that he said. Like, there's this, there's that. And it's so predictable at this point. And it's like, frankly, it's just making me annoyed. And you know, look, I love Ezio. I do. I think he's a fantastic character. Assassin's Creed 2 is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games. I love that game. But it's like, frankly, if Ubisoft and the fans, because I also blame the fans for this, because the fans treat Ezio as much as a god as Ubisoft does. Like frankly, I feel like Ubisoft fans see Ezio as basically as Jesus or something. But it's like, if they keep doing this, I feel like very soon I'll get to the point where I just start, you know, where I will just start hating Ezio. And, you know, not because of anything Ezio does or is. Like, I won't hate Ezio for, you know, his character or anything, but I would hate him because how much he is mentioned. How much he is brought up in games that he frankly shouldn't even be mentioned in. And time periods where he wasn't even born, but yet somehow they say, you know, somehow both Ezio's family and, you know, his, and, you know, like, things that he says are known to them, and they repeat it, and it's like, why? Why did you say this? And look, I know it's not a big thing. This is not a big deal. I'm not going to be like, oh, this is ruining Assassin's Creed. But it is annoying. Because it's like, it's clear they have a obsession with Ezio. Have a reference to him in every game. And it's like, at this point, I'm just tired. I'm tired of hearing about Ezio. I'm tired of all these references and just moments shoved down my throat. It's like, I get it. Okay? Let Ezio die. Let Ezio die. And let's move on. Okay? Let's move on from Ezio. Okay? I get he was a popular character. I love him. I do. But let's move on. Like, stop bringing him up. Stop shoving him down. Because, frankly, all you're doing is making me annoyed. You make me annoyed, and eventually you'll make me hate the character. Not because of anything the character is, but because how much you shove it down my throat. I'm not at that point yet, but I'm close. Like, I'm close to that point, and by that moment, Assassin's Creed Valhalla just made me just really annoyed, because, like, what's the point of this? Why does an Anglo-Saxon woman say this in the time of the Vikings in England? Why does she say that? There's no reason other than to shove Ezio down my throat. And like, it's clear that Ubisoft is just obsessed with Ezio, and I just wish they would just stop with the references, because it's just nostalgia bait. That's all it is.